We're ready to go now. Mr. Mugabe, the talks on the future of Rhodesia are expected to adjourn for Christmas quite soon. Do you feel that much has been accomplished in the past 7 weeks?
I think from our point of view, much has been accomplished. We have managed to place our thinking in regard to the formation of interim government before the British, and they now know what our stand is. We stand for the transfer of power. But I think another great thing which has emerged is the revelation that the reason why this conference was ever convened was to try to prevent a radical government emerging in Salisbury, and rather to try and produce a moderate government here. This is what Mr. Crossland has said. It's quite alarming. But anyway, it's one of the things that have emerged here at the conference.
Are you satisfied with the way that the talks are being held?
Yes, there is nothing quite extraordinary that has happened. We did query the procedure which Mr. Richard was following earlier on when he insisted on bilateral talks. But he amended this procedure, and we are happy about things, about the way the things went later on.
To the unschooled observer, it looks as if really not that much has been accomplished. I mean, you've more or less agreed to disagree on a date for independence, but other than that, you don't seem to have made much progress, particularly with the white Rhodesian delegation. Why is this? Well,
we came here first and foremost to negotiate with the British colonial power. In other words, the existence or the presence of the Smith regime here is quite irrelevant. We have regarded them as an extended British delegation, and at no time did we recognize them as a delegation in its own right.
Yesterday, a couple of the American officials in the Kissinger party called what's been going on in Geneva a tribal dance, and they really don't feel that much progress will be made until the next set of meetings. How do you react to a
Well, if it was a dance to our own tune, and not a dance to the Kissinger tune. And we are happy that if we have danced, we have remained constant. Our step has been always that there must be a transfer of power to the people of Zimbabwe as such, and not that there should remain effective power in the hands of the settler community, which is what Kissinger had intended should be achieved by Geneva.
Do you feel that will you first of all return to the talks when they resume, if they resume?
Well, that depends entirely. If the circumstances are correct, namely that the British will regard it as the guiding theme of the conference, that there should be transfer of power to the people of Zimbabwe, we shall consider attending. But if it is to share power with the white community, which apparently has emerged as the new thinking on the part of Britain, that of course we shall resist.
Guerrilla activity is escalating at a very rapid rate right now in Rhodesia, and you claim to represent the fighters of the country. Are you responsible for giving instructions that the fighting should escalate?
We are responsible for guiding the war, for supervising it. We started our liberation struggle in earnest in 1966. It has continued ever since, and there is absolutely nothing new. If there is escalation, this escalation is something that is to be expected in any liberation struggle.
But do you, in Geneva, have contact with the fighters in the field?
Yes, of course. We are the head of the army. ZANU is running the war. We started it. We have nurtured it, and therefore it is our war.
So do you, from this hotel, give instructions about where the fighting should be? And
well, there are commanders in the field, and these commanders know how the job should be done. But it's in accordance with the policy of the party that there should be a war, that there should be an armed struggle. And in fact, we derive support from the masses of the people who are in agreement with the armed struggle and who are actually participating in it.
Do you believe that the talks here are going to succeed in the end to bring a peace to Rhodesia?
Well, so far, the British have proved that they are not prepared to transfer power to us. They would like power shared as between us and the European community in the country. From our own point of view, there should not be a racial approach. There should be a non-racial approach to the problem. And what is required is for Britain to accept not just that the principle of the transfer of power is non-negotiable, but also that in accordance with the acceptance of this principle, power should actually be transferred. If Britain accepts these two postures, then obviously there won't be any difficulty.
Do you think Britain is going to accept these two postures?
Well, this is what we don't know. But going by what has now emerged, apparently Britain is not prepared to have power transferred. They're prepared to have it shared with the European community.
What will happen if Britain, as you suspect, does not accept the demands that you are making?
The war continues.
How much longer do you think it will take for you to gain your ends?
That's of course a question we cannot answer. But going by the progress which the war has made so far, I think it won't take long before we are right in Salisbury.